Hey everybody, and welcome to another playthrough of a game that I seriously adore. Deus Ex: The Conspiracy for PS2 is one of the greatest PS2 games of all time. Now, just like the Thing playthrough, this game has a ton of potential, and a lot of it is missed, but there is a lot of it that is not. As far as PS2 games go, especially PS2 games that have infinite replayability, this is one of the most replayable PS2 games I have ever played. I've played this game to completion at least a dozen times, and all of those playthroughs, I always did something different. The only downside to this game is it has no New Game Plus feature whatsoever, so there is no way you can replay the game with a fully kitted out JC Denton. But unlike the Thing game, where you play it once and then you never touch it again until you forget about it and then you replay it, this game does have enough replay value that I seriously recommend anyone give Deus Ex: The Conspiracy a shot. It is the PS2 version, and there is a PC version that is leagues better with mod support. The Deus Ex Revision mod is exactly what I want from a, well, immersive sim game, and it has New Game Plus and whatever. But this is my top 10. This is in my top 10 PS2 games of all time. And unlike some of the other top 10s where I don't play them as much, or I don't think they're as good in this day and age, Deus Ex is still extremely good. So this playthrough is going to be not a 100%. This is going to be a playthrough where I explore all possibilities that intrigue me, and it's going to be a mostly, if not entirely, no kill run. If I don't have to kill anyone, I will not try to kill anyone. So with that all said, let's begin the game, because this game's pretty damn good. So this is my settings right here. Max brightness, music volume down, effects volume, speech volume, everything like that. Pretty good. We're going to play on medium, and this playthrough is going to be called solo. For anyone who, also we're playing the emulated version so I can save and load whenever, but this has a built-in save feature, so it could be interesting how we do this. There we go. I always improve swimming, and then we can either improve computer, which we will, and then we're going to improve low tech. That gives us one more to improve with lock picking or multi-tool. And honestly, multi-tool is great, and so is lock picking. So we could do another swimming. Hmm. So we're gonna do this and enjoy the cutscenes because there's actually quite a lot of them.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the Coalition, JC. I might as well start using your code name. Think I'd miss my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but UNATCO better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow. Never know when I might come up against some heavy armor. Give me the GEP gun. The GEP gun might be useful. They have a security bot on patrol near the statue entrance. Great. What's the first move? I'm going to give you a map of the island. If you can get to the North Dock, a UNATCO informant will give you a key to the statue doors. He responds to the code phrase, iron and copper. You could avoid a lot of fighting, though, if you found a back way to the statue. I'll see how it looks on shore. Your primary objective is the makeshift command center the terrorists have installed at the top of the statue, but don't forget about Agent Harriman. We think he's being held on the ground floor. What are my orders when I reach the command center? Interrogate the leader. We don't yet know why the terrorists would risk an open assault.
Alright, the reason I chose the GEP gun is strictly because there is a instance later in the game that I just think is more fun with the GEP gun, so we're going to use that. So, we're going to equip that. And lockpick. Binoculars, which will come in handy. And... hold a minute. There we go. There's quick augs. And I think up here is some more stuff we can grab. There's a multi-tool. And I thought there was a bio canister. Did it drop down here? It doesn't look like it. But the reason I like to pick swimming this early on is mainly because down here somewhere, or maybe not down here, but somewhere there is a ship. And you can only get the ship with swimming. And the funny thing is, there's actually quite a bit of swimming to do in this game. It baffles me that... also, this is not a flawless emulation. There are some very serious issues with this emulation, and you're going to see that later in the playthrough. But this is the easiest to record, so we're going to deal with it. Prod charger. Prod chargers are really good. We have some darts for the crossbow, but we're not going to be using that right now. X's to interact with stuff. So there's a few things we can do here. I can't remember how to sheath my... I think it's down. Nope. There we go. So we can talk to Kaplan. He's over there. He gives us some stuff, but we're not really interested in that. So we can get another crowbar here. But we got a lockpick. Over here is the nano key ring for the compound hatch, which is this over here. Another multi-tool. We're going to try our best not to use any multi-tools this playthrough. He says, realizing that we're probably going to have to use a multi-tool at some point. See, the thing is, I don't understand. I can't remember what's actually in here. So, we're going to save. We're going to save over the save that I did, and we are going to use a multi-tool here. I gotta remember the controls, man. There we go. I can't remember what's in here. Tranquilizer darts. And it doesn't seem like there's anything else in here. Wait, there is a data vault here. Alright, so we did gain some things. So, there is one issue I do have with this game. If you played it to completion once, the game does not give you any shortcuts to use that knowledge on subsequent playthroughs. So, for example, I learned something from that data cube. That does not mean I can come over here and type in the punch code here. I have to always use a multi-tool to unlock this. I can't just, oh, I already know what the code and stuff is. I can't come over here and punch in the code on subsequent playthroughs. In all the previous, in all the next Deus Ex games, they allow you to use all your previous knowledge from one playthrough to the next one, which makes for repeat playthroughs, well, rewarding. We don't want to talk to Kaplan. He's kind of useless. So, this is based on the PS2 version. The PS2 version had long loading screens. This version is almost entirely seamless. And now we're in our first combat encounter. But here's the funny thing. We actually don't need to worry about any of the combat.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNATCO informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bum. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper.
So there's a soldier over there, but we can just go around here. Crouch here. I think he has a baton, but for now we have to use this prod. We can pick up this. There's the baton. So we switch to the baton. And yeah, we whack him unconscious. Then we get the crossbow and the knife. And over here, I think there's a little, yeah, there's a medical bot there. We're not going to worry about the medical bot. Oh my god, I'm terrible at platforming in this game now. Gas grenade, that's going to come in handy later. This first section is really easy to go through. There's a few guards here and there, but you don't really have to worry about anything. Up until around here, like this area right here. Guards can see you, so you do have to be careful about that. And that guy's got a sniper rifle. And he will and can see you. So it's best if you go this way. And then you can just bypass that entire area. We're playing on medium, so I can afford to get spotted. But on expert and realistic, if you get spotted, you can and will get one shot by a lot of the enemies in the game. There's the replacement multi-tool. There's a guard over there. There's something we want from that area over there, so we're going over there real quick. There's 2 guards, a mercenary. He'll have some darts if you want to take him out, but we're not going to do that. That's the easiest way to get it up to the, like, objective. There is a guard in here that we have to take out. If we want to stay sneaky anyway. There he is. Those guys won't see you, so you don't have to worry about them. This guy, however, will see you if you loop around and... Oh, I forgot about that guy. That guy also will see you. So, we might be safe here, we might not be. We are in the shadows. I don't know how far he actually exceeds over here. Looks like not too far. Alright.
Where are you?
So,
Heard something.
there we go. Right now, that is faster than the baton. So, we got him down. Now, there's a few ways you can do this.
This power box must have been damaged in the raid. Don't cross through the arcs. I'm also picking up an EMP field here. If you're not careful, it'll suck away your bioelectrical energy.
So, there's a few ways you can do this. What I like to do is just jump up here, which you can do without any boxes, but I'm not good at that. Not anymore, anyway. We can pick up a crate, throw said crate, jump up here, jump up here, jump up here. We can push this button. That will raise this, which means now we can just jump over here and voila. Grab this fire extinguisher. There's another crowbar if you didn't grab the previous one. Some modifications, which will be handy later. I can't reach that one. Sad. We're not going to use any of the modifications right now. Bioelectric cell. Now we can put all this away. Pick this up. Put that there. Oh. Oh, I'm pushing it by accident. Put that there. And then voila. The other way you can do it is by hacking that and turning that off. There's also, what you can do is you can take one of these and toss it and then stack up the boxes all the way up to here, and then you can just sneak past the electrical wires. But I prefer to do it that way just because it's easier. You don't have to worry about those guys. You don't even have to worry about him. I thought someone saw... Yep, he saw me.
Careful. These UNATCO guys.
So, I got seen, which kind of sucks, but that's fine. You can just hide.
He can't hide for long.
So the stealth in this game is not that great. A lot of the enemies can just be flat out avoided if you're patient enough. The stealth... This game wasn't exactly praised for its stealth mechanics. However, stealth is fun. Like, this game's stealth is actually terrible, but it's fun. It's strangely fun. It's fun to dick around with the guards as well. But now, see, they're already like going away. And there is that robot. But again, we don't really have to worry about that robot. We can come along here and sneak through all this. He's going to go that way. There's some more stuff we can grab there. And there we go.
It all happened an hour ago. The barge docked and the NSF moved right on in, offloading the cargo into speedboats. Our undercover man, Harley Philbin, should be somewhere out on the
Take him
docks
out.
now.
What the? So, why did he see me? This is strange. So now the thug will run away, which is fine. He's... yeah. We're gonna grab his stuff. I don't bother hiding bodies, because a lot of the times the enemies don't really care about bodies. They see them, they react to them, but aside from that, nothing really happens. So, apparently that guy saw me. I don't know how he saw me.
Who was that? I didn't
So see, that guy saw me.
see a uniform. I got this one.
So, yeah, you can... because the enemies are so terrible, they did hyper-tune them quite a bit. Rockets for the Gep gun. 3-all-6 ammo, which is for the assault rifle. More ammo. That guy has something. I think he has cigarettes and a baton or something. But over here is where we want to go. But we can't go here right now. We gotta go over here. And this is worth it if you have lockpicks, which we have exactly 2. Oh my god. So now we can't do that now. We can't do it because of that one thing. That one reason. But... ah, crap. So, that's a bit of annoyance. Because the camera did that, we are unable to actually do what we wanted to.
About time you showed up.
Iron and copper. The statue is copper on an iron frame, right?
Password's enough, pal. Don't think you know something about the lady I don't. My dad did tours out here.
I heard that you can get me inside.
Depends. You get your man out, take back the statue, whatever. But I know the commander and I don't want to see him get hurt. Here's a picture so you don't make a mistake.
You can trust me.
I'll take your word. Here's the key to the front entrance. The commander's not much of a soldier. He'll surrender as soon as he sees you. I need him alive because he's my main contact at the NSF. If he's dead, I don't have much of a business.
Thanks.
So, we got that. There's another knife. There's these flares. Flares are actually really important. They'll be your best friend. And then we can talk to her, but she just gives us some stuff. I'm not interested in that. Grab another extinguisher. But we ruined what I wanted to because of the mechanics. And I don't think any of these guys have anything I want. See, flare, cigarettes. I knew we had cigs. But yeah, back there is a shotgun. I think you can find shotgun and something else, but since we messed that up, we can't do anything with that. But now we can go back over here and we can just beeline straight for the, like, captain, or commander rather, with a little platforming puzzle.
avoid some of the security by entering this way.
Yeah, I think with this, like, version of the game, they have definitely fine-tuned the AI a little bit too much. Because I've played this level hundreds of times, and not a single time did I ever get seen by any of the guards down there. So I think the emulator has made their AIs a little bit wonky. See, these guys don't see you. There is a mercenary guy here that you do have to take out. That guy, but you can also just crouch here. He won't see you. And just walk by him. As soon as their back is turned, you can just do this. There's the mercenary guy I was talking about. But he's going to walk that way. And you can crouch here. That guy's going to walk around. So you're pretty much fine. You do have to get over here by the time that guy turns around, though. Because he will see you. And now, I think there's some stuff over here we can grab. Maybe. Doesn't look like it. But, yeah. I will say stealth runs of this game are super easy, but no-kill runs of this game are actually quite a challenge. So we're going to save here. And now, we have to look dead at this and poke it. There's going to be two guys talking. So, there they are. So what we can do now is something I never actually did before. There's another gas grenade here. Look dead at it, and then grab it. But the flares come in handy here. So you can come over here, toss a flare over there.
Oh, I heard something.
They're gonna go over there, look at it. And voila, you don't even have to do
I think we
anything.
got cops.
Good. You're nearing the command center. Agent Herman remains in captivity on the ground floor, but we can probably get him out. Keep moving. Some news, JC. The NSF targeted a shipment of the plague vaccine Ambrosia. We can't locate it. See if the leader will surrender when you reach the command post. We'd like to interrogate him.
Alright, so these two guards are actually a bit of a trouble. You can throw like one over here,
Is
and
someone there?
they'll stare at it, but you got to be fast.
Wait, quiet.
There we go.
Easy. We want you to take this one alive and conscious. Find out what you can about the shipment, then turn him over to one of the troopers.
So, while you can do this mission really fast this way, I do prefer, during my very first playthrough, I did prefer to knock everyone unconscious, because if you just beeline to the commander, technically every NSF soldier in this level will be killed mercilessly. Oh my god. Mercilessly. There we go. Every soldier will be killed mercilessly by the UNATCO troops. So I suggest on your first attempt, just explore the open area, grab everything you can, and knock every NSF soldier you can unconscious. But we do not have any blood on our hands, so this also works. And we get two flares. Strange, we used exactly two flares for this. Grab this beer, and we can't grab that because it's blocked, so you do have to talk to him. Unless you brought a box with you. Because if you brought a box with you, you can place a box right here, jump on the box and grab that, and then skip the commander until you get off the box. But I think if you go past here, he still talks to you. So, now I can choose to just flat out blow his brains out, but we're not going to do that.
Don't shoot. I surrender.
So you think you know better than FEMA what to do with this month's ambrosia shipment?
You're too late. It's on its way back to the people, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
We promised not to hurt him,
Tell me
so we're
about the
not going
shipment,
to.
and I'll order the troops to pick you up as a prisoner instead of a corpse.
Ask away. We already won this round.
Where are you taking it?
We're just giving ordinary people the same chance to survive as the bureaucrats in Washington.
You'll have to unload in New York because the choppers would spot you at sea.
I think the government made the plague on purpose to get rid of the population growth.
Well done. I will pass on your orders to the troopers. Report back to base on the west side of the island. Mission complete.
And there we go. Now we get augmentation canister. And now all the UNATCO soldiers are here.
We were right behind you and cut through them like a hot knife through.
And unfortunately, all the soldiers are now dead. Strangely, all the soldiers are also gone. So there's the PS something. Yeah, PS20, which can actually open that door if we so wish. But we don't want to open said door yet. But we are going to check on Agent Herman, which he has already been rescued, by going downstairs. Because there's some stuff downstairs that I want to collect. We're also not going to worry too much about upgrades for JC Denton. There's that lockpick that I needed. You can see the soldiers are here right now. We can come over to this ATM. Hack it. Hacking in this game is super easy. Log in. Withdraw. And there you go. We got some extra credits. They disabled the security system, which is great. But we can grab some data cubes. This is where Herman was located.
Gunther slipped out on his own. Report back to base.
Grab a newspaper. Grab this, because it will be handy. Grab that soy food, because it also will be handy. Unlock. Grab this wine, because it will come in handy too. And there is a back room where we can grab some other stuff, like this lamb, which will come in handy. Soda, which will also come in handy. I highly suggest keeping food on you, because food does play a part in the story, and especially if you want certain things to happen. If you don't plan on interacting with any people, food isn't quite as important. I would say food is great to have if you want to heal yourself, but until you get certain perks leveled up, food is not worth healing yourself with. Same thing with medkits, actually. Eventually, medkits will become really useful, but early on, medkits are super terrible. But
They
there's
sent us in to pick up the pieces.
a vent if we wanted to sneak down here and save Gunther.
Don't worry about the bodies. We'll handle the cleanup.
And now we can actually leave through the front of the statue. And now all the soldiers have uncovered everything. So we can actually go around and grab the stuff that we
They
did
sent
not
us in to pick up
grab
the
before. And there's quite a lot, actually. That's the exit. And as you see, all these soldiers that were, like, just walking around are just flat out gone now. However, the soldiers that you knock out are still unconscious, and they'll remain unconscious for the end of time. But, yeah.
Don't worry about the bodies.
Every soldier or every enemy that is not here is dead. I remember on a specific version of this game that the enemies, their corpses would be littered everywhere, but I think for this emulation they removed it. Ironically, I used to have this game on disc, and I had the disc for several years. In fact, I recently had the disc until I sold it. Or not sold it, but finally gave it away. But I have it emulated on the PS2, my actual PS2 right here. And I do have the opportunity to buy a physical, copy of this game, which I really would like for my collection. I sold a lot of games for my collection, but I didn't sell some of my most important games. I don't buy games anymore at all unless I know for a fact that I will play them and enjoy them. If I don't enjoy them, I don't buy them anymore. For anyone wondering, yes, this is actually faster than just walking forward a little bit. And the funny thing is, you can do the same strategy in Ocarina of Time. There we go. And now we have the opportunity to try this again. We're actually going to save here. Because we're going to make sure we do this right this time. See? Yep. And even if it doesn't use up the entire lockpick, it still uses up the entire lockpick. So there is no, mechanic to save your lockpicks. So you got to be very cautious with how you use your lockpicks and everything. There's the shotgun. Weapon mod. Weapon mod. And if you didn't upgrade swimming to this level, you would be drowning by now. But there you go. Now we can talk to Philbin.
You're a man of your word. I like that.
What? I'm just waiting for a ride.
You can spin the ship's wheel. Don't know why. And now we can just go back and complete the level. And we have, in the very first level, we have a fully decked out inventory with a shotgun, crossbow, gep gun, pistol, knife, bunch of different, melee weapons, tons of grenades, lockpicks, multi-tools, and a bunch of food. And we already got a canister, which we can actually get. You get combat strength and microfibril muscle. So combat strength gives you a +1 to your combat rating for your melee weapons, and muscle makes you able to lift things better. And once you pick one, you cannot switch one out. So whatever you pick, you're stuck with for the rest of the game. So you got to pick wisely. And I always go for muscle arms But for this playthrough, combat strength, just to be able to knock people unconscious easier, would be the most beneficial option. However, I feel like since I'm not going to be using a lot of like weapons, hopefully, that the muscle will be better. But yeah, that's this level done in under an hour. No kills, and we were seeing very little. And the only reason we were seeing as much as we were is because I think this emulator is a piece of doo-doo. Or this emulated version is a piece of doo-doo. And you'll see why this emulated version is a piece of doo-doo later. Because there is a very important segment later down the line where it just does not perform well. And you'll see it when we head to UNATCO. There's also something over here, I think. Thought there was like a prod or something. Guess I'm wrong. And how many guards did we knock out? 2? I think it was only 2 that we knocked out. Which is
They
actually
sent us in to
phenomenal.
pick up the pieces.
Phenomenal. So we're back at HQ in a minute. We did not rescue Gunther, but that's fine.
We've got the island secured. How did things look in the statue? The leader surrendered. So they were after Ambrosia. A month's supply for the East Coast. We think they've taken it back to the city. I didn't know UNATCO handled the Ambrosia distribution. Manderley will brief us shortly. UNATCO makes sure the limited supply of vaccine gets to government agencies and key industries. It's good to finally see some action. Just keep a level head. You're doing well so far. Now get inside. I'll meet you in Manderley's office, level 2.
So he says that if you
Went a
don't.
little soft.
I used necessary force.
Well,
Shouldn't you?
Carter?
I'll check back.
Yeah, I don't care for anything he sells. But that's Kaplan. But yeah, Paul will say different things depending on. Oh,
Pretty smart.
there we go. Everyone will say different things depending on your playstyle. Paul will congratulate you for not killing anyone. This guy will say, "Oh, you went guns blazing, you went sneaky," and I think he even has a phrase for if you go around stabbing people in the ass.
Check in with Manderley on level 2.
Now this is where the emulator starts to get terrible, unless they've patched it since last I played.
Come on in. The retinal scanner can read blood vessel patterns right through your sunglasses.
Remember that Mr. Manderley wants to see you. Level 2. His secretary, Janice Reed, has your login and password.
So we can grab the login and password from Janice, or we can come over here or go over here. I think JC's office is over here. And
Hell of a first day.
if we don't get the password from Janice, we can just have him hack it for us. So there's the closet. So now we can open that. Open this. No, we can't open this. There's a lockpick in there if I recall.
Your partner for the next assignment, Anna Navarra, is in the adjoining break room to the east. Maybe you should introduce yourself.
We're about to hear a famous phrase.
Are you sure you pressed the right button?
I do not make mistakes of that kind.
Your hand might have slipped.
No, I wanted orange. It gave me lemon lime.
The machine would not make a mistake.
It's the maintenance man. He knows I like orange.
So you think the staff has some kind of plot?
Yes, they do that on purpose.
There we go.
You will be working with Anna Navarra.
My new partner, J.C. Denton. Don't tell me you're going to wear those sunglasses during a night operation.
My vision is augmented.
Better to look good than to have the distractions of another agent who needs backup.
Forgive my interruption. I just wanted to say that I look forward to working with you, Agent Navarra. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to be briefed by Mr. Manderley.
I do not expect you to perform as well as Agent Herman, but the mission will require us to do more than frighten the NSF with our baggy coats that make us look bigger than we really are.
I am prepared to perform my duties.
For instance, not to wipe out the enemy and then leave agents still captured in a locked cell.
No problem.
I like how he just waves that off. I mean, we're supposed to be police force. We're supposed to be a police force, not an execution squad. And actually, there is a phrase JC says to Agent Herman about that. So, it's interesting. Data cube.
What's the idea, JC? Good work out there, Mr. Denton. Mr. Manderley said you handled yourself nicely. Welcome to UNATCO HQ. Our little family keeps getting bigger.
Is Mr. Manderley available?
Yes, go right in. By the way, your computer account is ready. Log in JCD, password Bionic Man.
There we go. Now we
Reporting
can...
for duty,
oh,
sir.
Sorry.
The man himself. Splendid. Do accept my apologies about the situation topside?
A refreshing change from the academy, sir.
Don't despise training, my boy. Even you would be worthless without the shaping touch of drills and studies.
So the NSF took a shipment of the ambrosia vaccine? Give me a chopper and a pilot and I'll handle it.
I'm sure you could. Yes, indeed. But we're having your brother head up the recovery team. You'll work with Agent Anna Navarra. Why don't we meet when you've seen Jaime for a medical checkup and received your equipment from Sam Carter? You'll be briefed at that time.
Yes, sir.
And now we have an objective. If you already know about this objective, you can just go and do those objectives before even talking to Manderley. So that's kind of cool. A little bit of, like...
Didn't know the NSF had so many people in New York.
A little bit of extra, like, reward for subsequent playthroughs. You can skip a lot of things in this game.
Well, that was a close one up there.
So, there's Jamie. There's a medical bot. Gonna grab this. Gonna grab that. Gonna read this. I would read a lot of the lore, because there's a ton of lore in this game. Just like when I used to play Skyrim, there's just a ton of extra lore you can find about everything. Unlike Skyrim, you can't steal anything. So, you can't steal books and then read the lore later, which is a bit of a shame.
Hey, JC.
You look like the real thing. They actually let you operate on people?
Just fixed Gunther's knee, in fact. A sticky actuator. So far, I feel more like a mechanic than a doctor.
I'm impressed.
They actually let you point a gun at people.
We'll have to catch up later. I've got to leave for New York right away. Could you send Manderley whatever it is he wants?
No problem. Listen, JC. About your augmentations. You know they're preparing to roll out the technology worldwide, right?
As long as I don't turn green and grow a pair of antennas, as I understand it.
Yeah, well, the design's pretty modular, which means you'll soon have access to upgrades from standard augmentation canisters.
I think I picked one of those up at the top of the statue.
The canisters contain a colloid of ROM modules. Some are generic upgrades, others require you to make permanent choices about how to configure one of your subsystems.
It's about time they implemented some of this stuff.
And that's one objective complete. Also, we can go down to level 4 later. Also, this, let's see if it's still buggy. So if we... Oh, we actually can't go to level 4 yet. That's a story moment. We have to progress through throwing knives. Don't know why there's throwing knives on that guy, but there's throwing knives.
You're getting warm.
Candy bar. Nothing else of value.
You're red hot. Looks like you found me.
Like leading a mouse to cheese.
This thing is starting to give me a headache.
Don't worry, we shut it down when you go off duty.
I guess I'll get used to it.
I'm Alex Jacobson, communications engineer.
I suppose you already know who I am.
Getting there. You're certainly quicker on the uptake than your brother Paul ever was.
Thanks.
Star Wars probe droid, anyone? So, nope, we don't have the password. I think the password's on his computer, but like I said, there's some stuff that I just don't care about. But this right here, Gunther Herman and Anna Navarra, this is where the game glitches out. So, ooh,
on level 2
it seems like they fixed it. They did fix it. I'm proud.
Way to go, sir.
Alright, or maybe... I don't know. So, what happened before is when you walk through that door, the game speed would accelerate to ridiculous levels, meaning it would just accelerate the game like 30-40% to the point where you couldn't do anything.
To hold your hand. You have your orders.
But it seems like they fixed it. And it's honestly about time. So this means that I
am
can
not going to hold your hand.
grab all this.
You have your
Look at that. You don't have to read it. You can just look at something and get the knowledge from it.
At ease, Agent Denton.
General Carter, I read about the Merced operation in school. This is a great honor.
I'm not a general anymore. Just call me Carter.
I can't believe what the NSF did to your family.
Enough of that, soldier. We each have our troubles. I lost my children, but you've had to grow up without your parents, which requires more courage. I don't think it matters.
My parents died in a car accident. That's different.
I said that's enough. You have your own op and time is short. How about I issue you a stealth pistol?
That sounds fine. Thank you, sir.
What else do you think you'll need?
A smart lockpick is always handy.
That's right. Infiltrate and evade. Engage only on your own terms. Now move out. Manderley's waiting.
Hey, what about that guy out front selling munitions? Is that allowed?
Oh, Kaplan, right. We've got some screwballs around here, but he's not the problem. It's whoever's been breaking into the armory.
Someone at UNATCO's a thief?
Yes, sir. And a damn good one.
We have a thief. So now we have to drop our pistol. And now we can pick up the stealth pistol.
A pistol is more than adequate. Hell, I dispatched a whole platoon.
He's going on with his war stories. Also, those little robots on the ground remind me of mouse droids from Star Wars. But now, so where's this? This stealth pistol is going to be our primary damage dealer. So we don't have a scope yet. We can find a scope at some point. but for now, it doesn't seem like we can find that scope.
That will be JC's job.
What's that? Power station. The NSF have Ambrosia in a warehouse protected by cameras and booby traps. We want to power down the whole system.
We're taking one illicit generating plant, protected by weak groups of NSF. Knock out that plant, and Paul's team can walk right into the warehouse.
Just tell me where it is. The NSF are openly resisting our deployed forces, gradually falling back. You'll have to deal with them first.
And you be ready, Paul. When the power drops, go in and go in hard.
I'll use my discretion.
Go in like the U.S. Marshals. We lose the vaccine, I'm sending your butt to the mayor to explain why he and his 3 daughters won't get their pills this month.
Yes, sir. Let's not waste any time, JC. Get down to the dock. A boat is waiting to take you and your partner, Anna Navarro, to shore.
Yes, get moving. Here's your op bonus for the great job you did in the statue. 1,000 credits. We take care of our people around here. The bonus for rescuing Agent Herman goes to one of the troopers, though. I'm sure you understand.
Thank you, sir.
And that is...
We'll meet up in the city.
Ooh. Aye. And that is a good place to end off part 1
You'll
of
come
Deus
to
Ex.
admire your partner. She's one of our best.
I mean, we got a lot done in an hour. And this game is only about... I'd say if you rush it, this game is probably 10 hours long. And that's actually really long for a PS2 game, when most PS2 games that weren't RPGs were like only 20 hours long. Well, not 20, but maybe 7 or 8. Typical JRPGs and RPGs on the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 were typically, well, I said typically thrice, but they were normally anywhere between 15 to 20 hours. A JRPG could range anywhere between 20 to 40 hours. So a lot of people for the PS2, PS1 would deviate towards RPGs rather than like single player experiences. Well, how do I express this? People would deviate towards the RPGs and the JRPGs over standard 6 to 8 hour long adventures. A lot of people preferred like longevity in the PS2 and PS1 era, and now they don't want longevity. They just want games that don't take them 40 or 50 hours to complete. Honestly, it's a juxtaposition. Back in the PS2 era, where there was no big internet, there was no like streaming services, there was no nothing like that. Well, there was YouTube in around 2006, but everyone wanted games that lasted forever. And now we have games that literally will last you forever, and no one cares. No one wants that anymore. Now we want games that don't take forever to beat. So it's funny. But yeah, I'm going to leave this episode here, and we will continue in the next episode of Deus Ex. It's so nice having something like not take forever to save anymore. But yeah, thank you all for watching. See you guys in the next one.